With the trade deadline here, the postseason push really gets underway. We made our big splash acquiring Xander Bogaerts, and I've been wondering if there's anything else that we should do, because we want to win our first division title of this franchise. The only thing I can think of to do for this team is to maybe add somebody into the bullpen. Never hurts to go and at least do that, and we have the prospects to maybe make a move. But one of the prospects we have who could be a contributor now is Tony Losi, who's enjoyed a really good year at age 27. He has some major league experience that also went well, and rosters are about to expand, so there's also a way for him to join the roster that way. But if we're going to make a trade, it has to be now. And I feel like Gregory Soto is the right target for us. He was an all-star not long ago this season. He has a sub-1 ERA and a K/9 above 9. I feel like he is the kind of player that could really upgrade the bullpen and maybe be a closing option. Now, you're not going to acquire him without giving up a pretty good prospect. And I really initially didn't want to make any of these trades, but if you take a look at our infield depth, there are a lot of good shortstops in the organization. And I feel like I have a couple that I like more than Errol Vera, who's been at the major league level this season. He's out of options, was never going to try and pass him through waivers to get back to AAA. So I was okay trading Errol Vera and maybe acquiring somebody else in the process. This wouldn't be a big move, but Enrique Cedeno, I feel like he has a future as a bench option at the major league level. So I decided to throw together a deal here that included Steele Walker going to the Cubs, and we have made one more trade at the deadline. Gregory Soto joins the bullpen. He'll get high leverage innings and be part of that setup role alongside Sir Anthony Dominguez. Now, Vera was already on the roster, so we didn't have to make a move. But I felt like now is finally the time to bring Adael Amador up to the major league level. He's out of options, so this really needs to work now. But I have been hyping him up for a long time in this series. We finally make the move, and we send Scott Oberg down to AAA. Now at this point, we are a game and a half up on the Dodgers. We go through the end of July against the San Diego Padres and lose this game by 1. We're on the road for a 3-game series. Next day, we happen to be in some trouble here late in the game. It's 4-3 Colorado. Taylor Rogers trying to close it out with the tying runs at third base as Schaefer blocks a curveball in the dirt. 3-0, pitching around Ha-Sung Kim and nearly hitting him. He goes to first base anyway to put the double play in effect. Here's Manny Machado with one down, hoping for a double play ball. Plan was to pitch around him as well. We're okay with a walk, but Manny chases 2-2. And a drive to right center field. Long run, they won't get there, and the tying run is home. Ha-Sung Kim to third, he stays there. I wanted that pitch out of the zone, and Rogers throws it over the plate. Manny Machado hammers it. So we got to get a double play to get out of this and go to extra innings. We walk Nomar Mazara. Eric Hosmer on the ground to first. Out at second. Double play. Probably should have gone to home there at the first play, but we went the quick route and got it done. Extra innings. Go ahead run at second here. We got the ghost runner. And Ryan Valade draws the walk versus Keone Kela. We go to our bench, and it's time for the MLB debut of Adael Amador. There were only 2 players available on the bench, and Amador's first at-bat is in a really big spot. He's an infielder, contact over power, and looks at strike 3 at the knees. A changeup for the first out. Not the way we hoped it would go, but that's baseball. Trey Turner next. Falls behind him, then gets the count full before looking at a fastball down the middle. Kella sequenced his pitches in a way to where we weren't expecting that. Next up, Josh Bell. It's all up to him. fly it into left, and a routine play to take us to the bottom of the 10th inning, unable to add a run, so Ethan Small trying to force an 11th inning. Facing Robert Hassel. Line drive, over short and into left. They'll wave home the winning run. Geronimo's throw, not in time, and Hosmer wins it. And the Padres defeat us for a second straight day. And I've seen some critical comments of Taylor Rogers in recent episodes and not being able to convert some of these save opportunities, and that is a blown save that ultimately puts us into second place with the Dodgers passing us up. LA has only lost a handful of games since acquiring Vladimir Guerrero Jr. after the All-Star break, and I was curious if they made any other moves. And sure enough, the Dodgers have made another major acquisition. They have acquired catcher Adley Rutschman from the Baltimore Orioles. Unbelievable. The Dodgers have done it again, acquiring Vladimir Guerrero and Adley Rutschman in two huge trades as a response to us sitting in first place in the NL West. It's going to be a wild sprint to the finish. Our next series is against the Cubs, and an old friend of the franchise, Austin Gomber, spent some time with us. And he holds us to 1 run. Bullpen shuts it down. We lose that game as well. We lose the series to San Diego. Lose the first 2 to Chicago. Just trying to avoid the sweep at this point. Winning runs on first base were bottom 9, Xander Bogaerts. What a catch at third base. Thought he had a line drive single. 1 down, Rafael Devers. 2 hits in this series. 1-2 behind it. Strike 3 swinging. Cubs 1 out from forcing extras. Brings up Josh Bell as a right-handed hitter. And it's a drive to right center field. Gonna get down. Reynolds flying around second base. He's waved around. They won't get him, and the Rockies win this one in walk-off style. Josh Bell with the RBI double to win it, to at least get us 1 game. And what a swing this was, too. It was in on the hands and a late swing, but he's so strong, he still muscles it into the gap out of reach. This was a pretty big win, though, considering the bullpen melted down late. We allowed 4 runs in the 8th inning. Those were credited to Lucas Gilbreth and Sir Anthony Dominguez, and then Taylor Rogers blew another save. And if we check out the ratings for Rogers, it is not heading in the right direction. He's in a bad stretch of play right now, and he's suddenly blown 9 saves. He was just an all-star not long ago because he wasn't doing that. So is it time to give Gregory Soto a chance to save some games? He really hasn't been given that chance in the franchise. I felt like we had to make the move, and I still prefer Dominguez in more of a setup role. I don't know if he has the consistency to be an elite closer. So we go to our next game. We have another blown save in the 9th inning. 2 runs given up by Gregory Soto in his first attempt. And here we are again down to the wire. Tie game, bottom 9. Xander Bogaerts gets jammed to second base. And we'll have extra innings. I talk about all these games being so critical going down to the wire. And here we are in the 10th inning. Sir Anthony Dominguez facing Matt Olson. 3-2. That's not even close. 2 on, nobody down. Brings up Andy Pages. And that's going the other way, and Nimmo unable to track it down. 1 run will score easily. Olsen waved around. There will be no play, and the Marlins go up by 2. A couple batters later, the cousin of Rafael Devers with a bouncer up the middle. Jose Devers adds a 3rd run for Miami, creating a nice lead going bottom 10. Still a runner at second base, 2 down. Johnny Schaefer and the Rockies down to their final strike. Driven to deep left field, and Johnny Schaefer making things interesting with a 2-run blast. Normally you're excited about one of those in the bottom of an extra inning, but we still need another run. All it takes though is one more swing. We go to Ryan Valade, 2-2, just a piece of it. 2-2 again. Got him with the changeup, and the Marlins take this one. And again, a blown save will cost us. We're not going to beat the Dodgers for the NL West without everything coming together for this team. Now, it's a long season and you're going to go through your bad stretches, and unfortunately, this seems to be one of our rough months. We lose another series, and we have fallen 3 games behind the Dodgers, having lost our last 3 series. Dodgers, meanwhile, are tearing things up. So now you look at the wild card chase, where we have a 5-game lead over the next wild card team, but that could easily shrink with a couple more bad series. The Dodgers are still hot, so we've got to turn it around. We split with the Astros, then get 4 against the Giants and split that. We haven't won a series in August until we get the first 2 games against the San Diego Padres. We get a half game closer on the Dodgers, who have actually cooled off somewhat. And I decided that why not give an extension here to David Geronimo. It was just kind of random. I was taking a look at it and just avoiding arbitration. $3.2 million for next year. Next up, we get the Diamondbacks. We lose our first game, trying to take game 2 at home. Again, it's Zach Gallen taking on his former team. But I wanted this to be player lock with Rafael Devers, who has hit .314 this year, 35 home runs and 80 RBIs. The MVP of this offense with a drive into center field, forcing Marte to his right, and he's under it to secure the catch. Let's go top 2. Hanser Alberto at the plate, trying to put down a bunt. Here comes Devers charging. Throw to first. Got him. Devers has played excellent defense for us in this series as well. And he was at regular depth here. This is a pretty tough play, but I love how quickly the ball goes from his glove to his throwing hand. This time, Marte puts down a bunt and we're prepared for it. And Devers throwing to second base for the out. I had 2-2-2 screaming at me out of my controller here, so I had to go to second base. No score, bottom 3. We got 2 on. Seems like the offense isn't having as many explosive outputs lately. A drive into center, again at Marte. And Devers just missed this one as the Rockies struggle to get the offense going, and we'll take this into the late innings. Bottom 8, down by 1. Tying run aboard. Yohan Lopez versus Devers. Strike on the high fastball at 97. Foul that one back at 95. 2 strikes on Devers. A drive to right center field. It is not coming back, and the Rockies have taken the lead. Devers crushes this one 460 plus feet. Lopez just misses badly with a slider, leaves it top shelf, and you're not going to get away with that against an MVP like Rafael Devers. A massive break goes our way. A big swing of Devers puts us in front. How many big hits has he supplied this team since coming over from Boston? One more time. This is a moonshot. Never gets old seeing Devers do this. Rockies lead 3-2. But we know the issue lately has been closing out games. Here is Gregory Soto. Very tough against lefties, and that's what the Diamondbacks have here in Max Kepler. But Soto misses out of the zone with the first 3 pitches. Trying to get over for a strike. He's in there with the fastball. Fouled off, and now battling back to make it 3-2. That is chopped up the line. What a battle from Kepler. But eventually, Soto has him go down swinging. One down on 11 pitches. Another lefty, Josh Van Meter, at the knees, strike one. Hoping for a quicker at-bat, and he's quickly ahead. 2 strikes. Oh, he hit him inside. And Soto, 16 pitches in, has another one get away from him, and the Diamondbacks have the tying run aboard. Missed again outside. Hanser Alberto. He's got his chance. Righty's doing much more damage against Soto as he gets the swing and miss. 2 strikes. Missed again, full count. Pitch 23. Chop to first base. Bell, the second. Here's Bogaerts to win the game, and the Rockies hold on. Gregory Soto gets the save. It wasn't pretty, but the Rockies hold on, and they take game 2 against the Arizona Diamondbacks, 3-2. Devers with the game-winning home run. Soto with the save, his 4th of the season. And the Rockies find themselves now 3.5 back of the LA Dodgers. This isn't looking great right now. We've got to keep stacking some wins, and we need to win a series. Here we have Game 3 against the Arizona Diamondbacks, our featured matchup of the episode. Hope you've enjoyed the video to this point. Please leave a like if you have, and subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you think about this team and their chances of winning the NL West. Yonny Chirinos takes the mound for us, always a player that I think can just stabilize everything. Grounded to short, flipped to second, double play. With Chirinos, you know it's pitch to contact, keep the ball on the ground. A sharp one off the glove of Bell. Here's Amador to Chirinos, and they record the final out of the first. A 3-4-1 putout for the Rocky defense. And we'll take on John Duplantier facing Josh Bell. And with that breaking ball up there, you're lucky it's only a single into left field. Xander Bogaerts hitting .307. 2 down, he's underneath it. Got a fastball to hit. Can't do much with it. A scoreless first. The Diamondbacks made a move, by the way. They acquired Nate Lowe, who can beat the shift and send a slow one all the way to the left field fence to lead off the second inning. After the double, here's Josh Rojas. Line sharply into center field. And they will hold the runner at third. Runners at the corners for Arizona. Josh Van Meter. Slow chopper at Devers. Goes to second, out there, but safe at first. A run scores, Arizona takes the first lead. Bottom 2, Trey Turner. Trying to put down a bunt, and instead the catcher takes care of it. So that was pretty anticlimactic. Jammed into right, and Johnny Schaefer drops it in for a base hit. That'll bring up Adael Amador, getting the start today at second base. A day off for Ryan Valade, who's in a cold streak. I've been excited for, 3-4 years in this franchise for this very moment. And here's Amador, 2-1. He sends it the other way, hit pretty well. This one's out of reach. Amador with extra bases. Schaefer holds at third. A 2-out double for Adael Amador. Given how strong our infield is, he may only be a bench player, maybe platoons here or there and get some starts. But I think he's somebody that can help us out. Now we have the pitcher spot up, unfortunately. 2 in scoring position for Chirinos. Trying to go the right side. Covering is Duplantier. And the inning comes to an end. Still 1-0. We move bottom. Top 4, actually, as Correa sends one into left field. Past Devers and past Zach Veen in left. And Correa thinks about 3, but holds up at second base. Brings up Max Kepler. And under the glove of Amador, a run scores. 2-0 Arizona. Next up, Josh Rojas. 1-1 count. On the ground, nice play by Bogaerts, and again turning the double play. Chirinos always good for a couple of those in his starts. Rockies looking for some offense, though. It's been really off and on lately. And a 2-0 fastball right down the middle, and Bogaerts is underneath it. That's an easy play. In the 5 spot, we have Trey Turner with a drive hit into center field. Marte jogging after it, and he can't make the catch. Now he's scrambling after it, and Turner's already at third base. He wasn't really sprinting after this ball. I thought it was an easy play, but he clearly misjudged it. Trey Turner now at third. Veen got the start today. Full count. 1 down. Jammed slowly to third base. You know what? I'll take that over a walk anyway. We get a run across. Rockies on the board. Top 5. This is bounced to the right side. Pitch count for Chirinos was very low. He also, by this point, had 0 strikeouts. And in this inning, a couple really quick at-bats get him through 5 in under 40 pitches. So he could still go a while, you'd think. Chirinos, bottom 5. Going the other way. We've had some jam singles into right today. Gotta get lucky, I guess. And a line drive to left. That's more like it. 2 on to lead off the 5th. And here is Josh Bell. On the ground, right up the middle. And a great turn. Double play. Style points here for Josh Van Meter. A very aesthetically pleasing double play. And now we move to Xander Bogaerts. This after a Devers walk. Bogaerts in the air again, but he's underneath it. And a long run for Correa as he makes the play. Missed chance there after the first 2 reach, including the pitcher. Marte goes the other way. It drops in front of Veen for a base hit. Kevin Made is next. Made hammers one. Deep left center. This one is still in the yard. Marte waved around. It is an RBI double for Kevin Made. 2-run ball game. Here's Carlos Correa looking at a slider on the outside corner. First strikeout of the day for Yonny Chirinos. Brings up Nate Lowe, and that is the 2nd strikeout for Chirinos. Hoping to limit the damage, here is Kepler, who's given us some trouble in this series. Just not an easy out. He'll foul off everything, it seems. 3-2 versus Chirinos. And it's hammered to right field and deep. Looking up. This one is gone. Arizona opens it up. 5-1 over the Colorado Rockies. Not often we see Chirinos give up 5. And the offense not doing a whole lot themselves. Just 1 run to this point. And here is the rookie, Adael Amador, 3-2. And that's hit pretty well out to center. Marte forced to go all the way back. He can't make the play, and it bounces back to center field. And Amador's flying around. He will be waved home, and he is safe at the plate. And inside the park home run for his first big league homer. What a moment for the rookie Adael Amador. Ketel Marte almost had it, but lost it there in the triangle. And that's about the worst bounce you can get if you're a center fielder. The right fielder has to back up and make the play, and there's no shot in this wide open Coors Field outfield that you're going to throw out anybody with average or more speed on that play. How about that for your first big league homer? That's a unique one. Going to left center now, Brian Reynolds sends one out of reach. One hops the fence. Extra bases again. They have Luis Patino in the game here in the 7th, and he gives up a 3rd straight hit. Nimmo to center. Here comes Reynolds. 5-3. The Rockies have awoken. But there's still work to do. Nobody out. Josh Bell, sharply to Correa. Quick turn, double play. Just what Arizona needed. Two down now, base is empty, crowd settles down. Here is Devers with a 3-0 count. And he crushes it to right field and deep. 1-run game. Second deck souvenir. 458 feet from Rafael Devers. You thought you were going to get away with a 3-0 fastball down the middle? The light stays green for Rafael Devers. It's suddenly a game. Top of the 8th, Lucas Gilbreth out of the bullpen. Over into the gap. Play made by Trey Turner. Two down, Carlos Correa. Jam to second. Amador takes care of it. Quick top of the 8th inning, and we move to the bottom half of the frame, facing Kevin Ginkel. Hoping to set things up for a 9th inning save, and nearly hit Zach Veen. With one down, full count. Taken low, a walk for Veen. Gets to Johnny Schaefer, who's 2 for 3 on the day. And the first 3 miss. And Ginkel walks him to put 2 on. And they set things up for the rookie Adael Amador. What a chance. After his first home run, inside the park home run. 2 strikes on him. 2-2. Take it inside. Full count to Amador. Got him looking. And the Rockies down to their last out in the 8th inning. We pinch hit David Geronimo into the game. And the Diamondbacks bring in Yohan Lopez for the final out of the 8th. Strike on the outer half with the fastball. Fouled off the slider. 2 strikes on Geronimo. A drive hit well to right center field. Deep into the gap. Geronimo has done it! And the Rockies have taken the lead on a 3-run pinch hit home run for David Geronimo. What a moment for him. The late game heroics show up again for Colorado. We don't want to have to win games this way, but we know we have the players to get it done. What a comeback for the Rockies, and now a chance to close it out and win this series. Taylor Rogers gets the save opportunity because Gregory Soto wasn't fresh for this game. Quick 2 strikes on Nate Lowe. Got him on 3. Nasty stuff from Taylor Rogers, that's 1. Max Kepler. We know what the story's been with him. Gonna foul off everything until he can eventually square one up. 2 strikes. Yep, not changing his style here. 2-2. High in the air to right field, but he's under it. Camped under is Nimmo. 2 down. 1 left for Arizona. They need 2 runs. Josh Rojas. 1-0. That one is over for a strike. He's ahead of it. 2 strikes on Rojas. And he chased it. Schaefer still got to make the throw. And the Rockies have won the game and take the series from Arizona with 6 unanswered runs. All sparked by the Adael Amador inside the park home run. What a win. You can go through so many episodes and think you've found the most exciting, fun win. And I feel like every time we find a way to one-up it. We've still got a long way to go. We're taking on the Dodgers shortly and have one more series against Arizona at the end of the year. So 6 games left against the Dodgers. This upcoming series is going to be pretty important to see what happens to this 3.5 game gap. They managed to basically gain 5 games of ground in this episode, and I am worried about that with how we're playing right now. We're not going out and winning a couple, 7-2 here or there. We're having to really grind out our wins, and I think we've got to find a way to get everything cohesive again if we're going to have a chance to take them down. But I know that we have a team that can do it. I still think it's the best team we've ever constructed in this series. And I like the moves we've made to get stronger at the deadline. That's something that I've never been all that aggressive in doing. But I feel like the move for Soto was the right move for us. We didn't have to give up too much, not committing a ton of salary either. And then giving a chance to a player like Adael Almador, I think, is really good because next year, he's out of options anyway. So now we really get him that big league experience. And so far, it seems like he can handle it. But that is going to do it for this episode, everybody. More Rockies on the way. And yes, more games against the Dodgers. And we'll see how quickly we get to the late season stages. But we're getting down there. August is almost complete. We're going to play some of the biggest games in the series here before too long. Hope you enjoyed the episode today. If you did, please leave a like on the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your thoughts down below in the comments section. And I'll have more content coming your way shortly. Have a great day, everybody.